I'm taking over as Titans head coach for the next 10 seasons, because even as just a normal diehard fan of the team, I can't be any worse than this guy. The goal is to win not 1, not 2, but 3 Super Bowls in the next decade, and if I fail, I'm not allowed to wear my very expensive Titans jersey on the channel for the rest of the football season. And dude, it's just October, and it's already gonna pretty much be impossible to rebuild this horrendous roster, but I'm actually gonna be making this rebuild more difficult than normal, because every season I am limited to just making 1 trade, and since I'm so amazing at drafting on this game, I'm only allowed to make 2 draft picks per season, and I'm only allowed to sign a maximum of 5 free agents per offseason. I mean, I very well might just be setting myself up for failure today, but again, it can't be any worse than what this guy's doing. And also, I must add, if by the grace of God himself, I somehow win 3 Super Bowls before the decade's up, the rebuild right then and there is complete. But I'm not gonna lie, I really don't know if that's a possibility, because I'm not even trolling, dude. I'm not over-exaggerating. This roster is so terribly bad. It's insane. By far, in my opinion, the least talented roster in all of football. It's just not even close. And as head coach of this franchise, we are about to make some very, very tough decisions. There's some players here, maybe like a Calvin Ridley, that have been so disappointing they don't belong here anymore. With our limitations today, it's gonna be so hard to build this roster up, but hey, I'm up for the challenge. With me only getting 1 trade, if I'm gonna trade a bunch of players away here, I'm gonna have to package them all in 1 deal. And the problem is, there are multiple players that would like to trade away here, dude. With me only getting 1 trade, I can really only like send 3 in a deal, so I gotta be very selective with who we actually trade here. Like, Kevin is the least of our problems, but he is at 89 overall on a 1-year deal, so I feel like we get something in return for him. L'Jarius Sneed has been absolutely atrocious. I know the Chiefs fan watching this probably can't believe that, but this guy, I don't want him as a Titan. He's been so bad. So honestly, just to shed the salary cap, I might get rid of him too. And there's so many other players. If I was the GM, if I was the head coach, I'd get rid of them. If I could get like a 7th round pick for Draymond Jones in real life, I'd do it. I might even trade Chiggs. I don't think they're going to re-sign him in real life. He only has 1 year left in his deal. I don't think they're going to re-sign him, but I don't think we're going to be able to trade him away. Arden Key here, dude. He's a class clown. That's it. He's a clown. That's all he brings to the locker room. He's a funny guy. Probably ups the vibes a little bit, but oh my God, doesn't care about winning. He just doesn't need to be on the roster. But again, I can only pick 3 players at once. And again, Calvin Ridley is making too much money to be so bad. I have never been so wrong about a player, dude. The man cannot catch a football to save his freaking life right now. So I'm gonna try to ship him on to a contender if they want to pay for his contract. And again, like, I don't like have any problem with them, but in terms of trying to get as much as possible in a deal, I feel like being at 89 overall, Kevin will help us secure the bag. Now, I'll probably take some pretty big cap hit penalties, trading away these big contracts, but hey, dude, I don't expect to win the Super Bowl for like probably the next 3 seasons or so, at bare minimum. Let's just see what offers are out there. Okay, the Bears offering us Tremaine Edmonds. I mean, preferably somebody young that can hopefully be around for the duration of this rebuild. Christian Benford could be a really good L'Jarius Sneed replacement. Brandon Jones, not too shabby. Definitely want anybody old. Jake Ferguson could be the long-term tight end here. Ooh, Devon A-Chain. He could be the running back for at least like the next 7 seasons. You need a running back, a good running back at that in franchise mode to be successful. So I might actually make this deal. Also, a 2nd round pick would be fantastic from the Eagles. Javon Holland wouldn't be too bad. Travis Etienne with a 3rd round pick. Oh, J-Mo, dude. He could be the #1 receiver for this team for a very long time. And Cam Ward needs somebody badly. They're also offering a 3rd and 5th round pick in the deal too. I'm not gonna lie, dude. This is actually a lot more difficult than what I thought it was gonna be. I think the deal comes down to 2 of the offers. I think we go ahead and get what could be our #1 receiver for the duration of the rebuild alongside a 3rd and 5th round pick. Or we get a running back that could probably be our starter for the next 7 seasons. And again, this is the only trade I'm allowed to make this first season, so I've got to try my absolute best to make the right decision for this franchise, but I think I'm gonna do it. We need a running back to be successful. I wouldn't have to worry about signing one, wouldn't have to worry about drafting one. Let's do it. Devon A-Chain is officially going to be a member of the Tennessee Titans, which kind of puts Tony Pollard in a really weird spot as the backup, but also he's a player that I could potentially trade on next year for something half decent. Now, obviously, the success of this team the next decade all relies on our starting quarterback, Cam Ward. I don't care what the box score watchers say. He has not been too bad. If anything, he's been solid at quarterback. The entire franchise is just completely discombobulated right now. I don't even know if Patrick Mahomes would have any success in the Titans offense, but I have nothing but faith in this guy that he can lead us to hopefully multiple Super Bowls in the next 10 seasons. Keep in mind, we need at least 3. But in saying that, what he desperately needs, dude, is a #1 receiver. And I'm not gonna lie, Alec Iomanor has been incredible this season, at least when you consider he's a 4th round rookie. So I think, at least for the immediate future, he is going to be this team's #1 receiver. I mean, he's doing it in real life. Why can't he do it in Madden? 74 overall rookie isn't too shabby either. So hopefully this guy can break some Tennessee Titans records over the next 10 seasons. Outside of that, dude, I might as well give Chimere Dike some playing time over Van Jefferson, because Van Jefferson is just obviously not a long-term option. When it comes to tight end, I just don't know if I'm going to re-sign Chig either. He has 1 year left in his deal. Gunnar Helm, I think, is very promising in real life. He's just a 67 overall, though, in Madden, and I just don't know if that will translate into simulation success that we'll need today. So maybe we do re-sign Chig, maybe we draft a tight end, maybe we sign a tight end. I don't know. How funny, though, that Devon Achane is literally the only player in this offense over 80 rated. That's so bad. And when it comes to this defense, dude, there are very few players here that I think are long-term options. Jeff Simmons, Tavondre Sweat, I think they'll be here for a while. Like, these are really the only 2 options I'm excited about. Olufemi Aladejo, I have very high hopes for him. I would expect Roger McCreary to be here for a long time. Maybe Kevin Winston, the rookie strong safety, but outside of that, dude, I could care less of any of these guys left. Just like, too bad I can only make 1 trade a season, or half these guys will be gone already. Now, before we do start this first regular season, I have some very, very important business to take care of. We've got to help out Cam Ward, dude, by any means possible. Oh my god, dude, we got gold at the very last second. We're gonna get a skill point upgrade, but desperately could use a dev trade increase. Can we get lucky? No. But again, every single upgrade we can get for Cam is going to end up being massive. Also, need to get our young wide receiver an upgrade, which, come on, give me a dev trade increase. Start this rebuild off with an absolute bang, please. Okay, we didn't get a dev trade increase, but he actually got a 2 skill point boost. That's going to bring Cam's #1 target all the way up to a 76. Although, I gotta say, that just looks nothing like him. So with that, we're going to go ahead and advance to the midway point of the season, see if there's any contracts we want to extend, at the same time see how bad we're doing. The goal of this first season, hopefully end up with the #1 pick, because there's just no way this team is good enough to win any more than like 2 or 3 games. What the f? Fellas, I've never been more confused in my entire life. You look at the record, I don't know what to say. Like, a lot of these are very close wins. We are getting very, very lucky, but I don't know what to say. We're 7-0, dude. I have never been more speechless in my entire life. I promise you. I've got to do some investigating. I have got to do some investigating, dude. Like, these are the things that make people think these rebuilds are fake, but like, I don't know what to tell you. I honestly didn't want to be at this point, because like, we're not gonna win the Super Bowl. I wanted a good draft pick. We currently have the NFL's #2 offense, and defensively we're 10th. How? I have no idea. Cam Ward is having one of the best rookie seasons of all time. 2,000 yards at the midway point, 15 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. I don't know, dude. I'm just a good quarterback coach. I'm a good coordinator. Oh, God. Like, I'm actually speechless. On the ground, ooh, 18 hasn't been that good. 3.8 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns. I mean, it might have something to do with this terrible offensive line. Through the air, Iomanor, I told you guys, this fella was a monster. He's on pace for like 1,200 yards. On pace for like 12 touchdowns. Chimere Dike also, 400 yards at the midway point, 2 touchdowns. Tyler Lockett putting them good numbers. Chig, not too shabby. Just again, I don't even know how to speak. I don't even know like what's happening right now. Olufemi on pace for about 10 sacks. Can't ask for much more. I gotta see though, at the midway point, Cam is up to a 76 with star development. Was kind of hoping it was a little bit more at this point, but hey, progress is progress, boys. And obviously, he's doing pretty good. Now, unfortunately, a lot of contracts to renegotiate here, and it's some pretty important players too, but I am gonna pick and choose and only take players that can help us out long term. First of all, Roger McCreary, he's a must sign. I want him to be our #1 cornerback for like the next 5-6 seasons. So with that said, I'm actually gonna give him a 6-year contract extension. I want him to be here for a long, long time, even up that salary just a little bit, and hopefully that's enough to entice him to stay in Nashville, and he signs on the dotted line. Now, Amani Hooker here, he signed an extension in real life, so I feel like I need to re-sign him. He's interested in coming back, so I might as well do it. I can get him on the cheap. Let's do a little 4-year deal, maybe even get him a little bit cheaper than what he's asking for, and Hooker makes for our 2nd consecutive extension. Now, this is where it gets tricky, dude. Chig, what do I do with you, brother? Like, I guess him and Cam could connect for like the next 5 years at the same time. I could probably draft better than him or sign better than him. But if I could lock him down for the next 6 years and he progressed those next 6 years and get to like the mid 80s and I have him on a very, very cheap contract, I mean, I feel like that would be worth it. Again, maybe even get him a little bit cheaper than what he's asking for since he's interested in Chig. Again, it's gonna make it simple on me. I really hope I don't end up regretting that. Now, Draymond Jones could care less. I don't want him to come back. He's been useless in real life, literally useless. Arden Key, just don't want him anywhere near the locker room. Samuel Womack, like, he'd be good depth, but like he's not gonna really be a long-term option for me. Daryl Baker, since he is interested, it won't cost an arm and a leg. Again, he wouldn't be like a bad third, fourth cornerback on the cheap, so I'll give him a 4-year deal. Again, try to get him cheaper than what he's asking for. And, oh, he wants an increase of pay. Stingy boy. Lockett, obviously not a long-term option. Quandre Diggs, although he's Cam Ward's cousin, he can go. Honestly, the rest of these guys, I have absolutely zero interest in re-signing. Wait, just kidding. I want to re-sign Cox. Dude, I can't let my long snapper leave. All right, I think that's all the business we're going to do at the midway point. It's just weird, dude. I don't even know what to expect anymore. I take over the Titans. I fire Brian Callahan. I didn't even hardly do anything. I sent him to the midway point in the season. And look at our record.
Get Callahan out of there.
That's what I'm saying. Bad guy. So what are the odds, dude? What are the odds this team can keep up the Mickey Mouse run? I mean, at this point, dude, I might as well try and compete. I can't make any more trades. I can't do anything to improve the team. But hey, dude, who knows what can happen at this point. Oh, what sucks is that we do have a trade offer for Tony Pollard. I don't feel like I can break my limitations. Like, the trade offers aren't even that good anyway. Don't care. If I had like a really good offer for like a second round pick or something, I might have to do it. But I can't stray away from the rules just yet. So let's see it, dude. At this point, the worst thing that could possibly happen is the choke and finish like 7-9 and get picked like 15. Might as well just see what the heck can happen this first season. I mean, we've seen magic happen before the NFL. I just feel like my team's too bad to actually compete, but I just don't know what to think anymore. I just really didn't expect to get the midseason undefeated, dude. And we officially finished the season 13-4. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. So funny enough, we did lose that first week after we stopped the sim by 2 points. But I'm not gonna lie, dude. We lost by 2. Then lost to the Texans by 3. Lost to the Chiefs. But like, we weren't that far away from going undefeated. What sucks though is that we did lose at home to the Chiefs by 8 points, and immediately first round of the playoffs we have to play the Chiefs. But even if we do lose, man, like I just never in a million years expected to get to this point. So I'm kind of happy with how things have started, although I don't really feel like I did much myself. Which, let's see, offense tailed off a little bit, finished 11th in the NFL, which I would gladly take that in real life as a Titans fan. Defense not bad either, finished 12th. So I see the culprit. I see what happened second half of the season, why we lost 4 games. I mean, obviously, I'm not mad. It's a great season from Cam as a rookie, but he only had 2 interceptions at the midway point. Then he threw 11 second half of the season. But still, dude, 4,300 yards, 36 touchdowns, 13 picks. Very easily and very well should be good enough to win Rookie of the Year, which would be huge for his development. Now, on the ground, better second half from A-Chain, 1,066 yards, 4.1 yards per carry, 9 tutties. Oh my gosh, Iometer might steal Rookie of the Year from Cam. 1,400 yards, 100 grabs, 14 touchdowns. What a season from the rookie. Speaking of rookie, Chimere Dike. I mean, I don't expect much from him in real life as an actual receiver. He's been a great punt returner, but 800 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's solid, dude. And Chick, too, 7 touchdowns, 600 yards from the tight end position. Not too shabby. And I can't not mention Lockett's season. He's doing nothing in real life, but hey, I'll take 900 yards and 7 tutties. Oh, God, dude. Dan Moore gave up 21 sacks. Like, why do I feel like that's an NFL record? We gotta be better, Dan. And defensively, kind of tailed off second half of the season, but Aladejo as a rookie, 11 sacks. And again, might be good enough for defensive rookie of the year. So how funny would that be if we had both offensive and defensive rookie of the year this season? And one player that has got to be better is Jeff Simmons, dude. He is the leader of this defense. Highest rated player as of right now on the entire team. Although, like, he just looks exactly like Eligayo Manor, but he should be solid for another 3 or 4 seasons. So we need him to step up. up and be the leader of this team. Now let's see, brother. Moment of truth. Patrick Mahomes wins MVP. Cam did get MVP votes as a rookie, though, which is, I mean, that's about all you can really ask for. And yours truly, one season in, wins Coach of the Year, brother. Like, just go ahead and hire me. Now, more important, offensive, Io Manor almost won Offensive Player of the Year as a rookie, dude. So I'm wondering if that means he stole Rookie of the Year from Cam, which I wish not, because I'd rather Cam's overall go up, but he does steal it from Cam. Oh, he wouldn't want it anyway. Genty was in second. But I mean, having 3 players top 6 for Offensive Rookie of the Year voting, I don't think he'd be mad at that. Oh, and Oladejo had the Defensive Rookie of the Year stolen from him. That goes to Shamar Stewart. At the end of his rookie season, Cam is up to an 85 overall, dude. That's what, a 12 overall boost in just one season? I've noticed quarterbacks, they progress a lot the last few weeks of the year. So, like, look at that, dude. The last week of the season had 46 upgrade points. I don't know how that happens. I mean, I'm not complaining, but he probably literally went up like 10 overall just one week. It is crazy. Now, I'm excited to see Io Manor, his overall up to an 86, dude. I am telling you guys, we're going to be in good hands for the next decade. It's the same thing for him. He got 26 upgrade points this week. Just crazy, dude. Like, he very well could get a dev trade increase up to superstar this offseason. So let's see, dude, if this truly was just a Mickey Mouse run. I mean, the team is only up to an 81 overall with 81 offense, 83 defense. So the talent level really isn't there on par with some of the better teams in the league, but obviously the head coach is carrying them. And let's do it, dude. After all that, can we just please not get first rounded? We somehow have to beat Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, who did beat us in the regular season, and we got beat 38-35, dude. That is brutal. Oh, but just the mere fact, though, fellas, the mere fact that we were able to go toe for toe with the Chiefs in the playoffs has me very, very excited for the future, dude. I mean, Cam with a good game, man. We ran the ball extremely well. Io Manor with a fantastic performance, dude. I am telling you, we might go on a dynasty run here, win 3 Super Bowls in the next 4 seasons. The next step is to see here if anybody had a dev trade increase, hopefully, as your year 1 Super Bowl winner is none other than the Baltimore Ravens. You gotta be happy for Derrick Henry. Now, big moment here as the squad has Cam Ward all the way up to a superstar, as is his new #1 receiver. Things just keep getting better and better, dude. On the defensive side of things, Quandre Diggs up to superstar. Like, how does that happen? Oh, we did have Jeff Simmons lose his superstar. I don't really know how that happened. Had Darrell Baker up to star, as did Samuel Womack. I don't know how that happened, but at the end of the day, dude, all that I really care about is when it comes to our 3-headed attack at the skill position on offense, brother, we are in good hands for at least the next 5 seasons, maybe even longer. Now, let's get into this offseason, brother. I have absolutely no idea what we're about to get ourselves into, which we have a ton of salary cap to work with at least. Now, Peter Skoronski, we're 100% going to pick up his 5th-year option. Hopefully, he can be our left guard for the next 5, 6, 7 years. Already mentioned, could care less about these 2 guys. I mean, I'll sign one of these guys. Darrell Baker, hopefully he'll re-sign, man. 4-year deal. Just take the offer, please. Come on. So maybe since he didn't sign, I try to go ahead and go after Samuel Womack. He is a little bit younger, same overall. Give you a 4-year deal, and he just doesn't care about us. Outside of that, dude, I'm really not going to lose any sleep if we don't re-sign any of these guys. Like, nobody I really see as a long-term option in this team. Only thing is I am a little disappointed at losing both of these corners, but we should probably be able to sign better in free agency anyway, especially with the money that we have. So let us pray that this is a magnificent free agent class. Oh god, it is actually kind of stinky. Like, what are we gonna do with this money? We're one way or another gonna make this work though, boys. We're gonna find 5 players that fill a role in our squad that improve our team to where we might even be good enough to go on a run next year. So in terms of what we actually need this offseason, probably a better left tackle, since Dan Moore got charged with attempted murder trying to kill Cam Ward last year. And considering we only have 2 wide receivers in the entire roster, probably need to, sign some talent there. I mean, we could possibly use 1, maybe 2 more corners. Definitely need to sign ourselves another talented edge because Jalen Harrell's just not going to cut it. And maybe either a Mike or Will linebacker. And since I can only sign 5 players, I'm not going to be able to fill every need. We just have to do the best we possibly can to set this team up for future success. So no long-term left tackles that we could possibly sign, but maybe we could either sign Taylor or Trent Brown and move them to left tackle. And 87 development rate is pretty massive just to be sitting there, and I have the money to spend. But I do have the option of overpaying if we have to. That offer ties us with a bunch of teams out there. Again, I have plenty of money to overpay. And after giving them the mother load, we are his current #1 offer. Now, we do desperately need wide receiver, and what sucks is like all these guys are terrible. You know what? Jalen Tolbert went to the same college as me. He's like the only guy under 30 that has star development, so let's see if we can lock him up. Unfortunately, he has no interest though, so it's gonna be kind of difficult. Wouldn't mind a 3-year offer though. Could be a decent wide receiver too for us. Gosh dang it, dude. Can like the Jets back off a little bit? Okay, had to up the offer a little bit, but we're now his #1. Also, we desperately need corner, and I'd rather get somebody young, maybe Asante Samuel. Or what about Elam here? He's only 25 years old with star development, so he is at least gonna get better the next 5 seasons. So let's give him a fat 5-year offer, up the money a little bit, and see if we can lock him down for cheap. They actually made it a 7-year deal. Why not lock him up on the cheap until he's 32? And we're his only offer, so we should be able to sign him. And we also desperately need a defensive edge, and unfortunately the talent doesn't look too incredible. Honestly, our best option is probably Arnold here, which unfortunately the edge position requires a pretty massive offer to lock somebody down. Like $15 million a season for Arnold is insane, but our offer is currently tied with the Colts, so surely we end up landing them. We can't pick the Colts over us, right? And outside of that, dude, I might just try to sign like the most talented young player that could develop on our roster, even though it might not be the biggest position of need. Although I say that, and we did desperately need a will linebacker in Quay Walker. He's just sitting there. Unfortunately, he's not interested, which means we're probably going to have to give him a pretty fat offer. Let's see what he thinks about our 5-year deal. Oh god, dude, we're going to have to overpay like crazy. I mean, the good things we have the money to do so. God, dude, I'm about to have to send out a crazy overpay. All right, we're at least tied with the Broncos and Packers, which sucks because like he very well could pick one of those other 2 teams. Like he'll probably just stay in Green Bay. But if we can lock down Taylor, lock in Quay, lock in Arnold, lock in Jalen Tolbert, and lock in Elam, I think this would be a pretty successful free agent class. And here we are, the big reveal. Did we hopefully sign at least like 4 of those guys? Off the rip, we did get Taylor, and we ended up with Jalen Tolbert and Elam, which means we missed out on Arnold and on Quay Walker, which means our option at the edge position is kind of gross now. I'm just not re-signing Draymond Jones. I'm not doing it. Maybe Josh Pascal, like 76 overall, 26-year-old, maybe could develop, or Azeez Ojulari, who does have star development. Just hope we don't have to really overpay. Okay, we're his only offer, so that makes it easy. When it comes to will linebacker, like maybe we could sign Drew Tranquill to kind of be a little 2-year stopgap for us. I mean, he's very interested, so this should be a pretty simple deal, which unfortunately the Commanders want him. Okay, which we were able to sign Drew, but unfortunately Azeez got a better offer from the Commanders. Like the thing is, dude, I just rather not overpay for a 76 overall edge, but I think I might have to. See, dude, like 20 mil a year wasn't even enough to match the Commanders' offer. I'm not doing that. I'm not being stupid with my money. We'll sign Josh. Even though he doesn't have a star development, he's gonna be fine for us if he does sign. About a little 5-year deal. We're literally his only offer, and we locked him up. So I know I'm a little biased, but I think this is a pretty solid free agent class. Now, hopefully we can follow that up with a solid draft class here, which we pick at 23, and the last mock has me going Josh Ruiz. I just don't foresee myself taking a center. Keep in mind though, I literally only get 2 picks here. I can make my 1st round pick and my 2nd round pick, and that's it. So let's see who's even available here at 23 for us. So the one position that we do desperately need is wide receivers. So hopefully one of these guys is worth it. We also desperately need an edge, and also desperately need cornerback, which none of these guys look like they're worth it. Now I do want to see like what are the odds we have any good trade back offers. I mean, to be fair, the Bucks are offering me a next year's 2nd, 4th, and 7th to move back 8 spots, which is kind of enticing. And I'm not gonna lie, I think that by far is the best offer, and I think I'm gonna do it. Accumulate picks. Again, probably not gonna be picks that I end up making. This team is gonna have to somehow accumulate depth over the years, since I'm only able to make 1 trade a season, only make 5 free agent signings a season. So hopefully I'm making the right decision here, and there's still a good wide receiver or maybe cornerback there at the end of the 1st round. So funny enough, enough, looks like literally no receivers went, so that's a positive. So let's see here, boys. Do any of these guys stand out? Which one of you ran the fastest 40? Okay, we have Trey Hamilton ran a 4.33, but Tony Wilkins ran a 4.30, which might be the fastest I have seen in Madden 26 franchise, and he's also a scheme fit. So let's see if he is worth it. He ran a 4.30 40. He ran a 4.28 at his pro day. Definitely not the strongest, but had a 44-inch vertical at his pro day. Do I just do it based on his speed alone? Tony, let's just do it, brother. Roger, please give me the good news, brother. We just don't need a stinker. I mean, he's going to start for me regardless since we have like 3 wide receivers on the active roster. But Mr. Wilkins is going to come in as the 46th best player in true value. Got him at 31. As long as he has hidden development, we will take it. That strength, though, that is just diabolical. Although, he does have 99 speed, 99 jumping, and 97 accelerations. Not the best pick, but not the worst pick. Hopefully, we can follow that up with an absolute banger here in the second round. And after this, it all is down to the CPU. Dude, like literally all these cornerbacks suck, which we do desperately need one, but none of them even seem good enough to take a shot on. I might just do my trick and try to find a lineman that's very strong. So these two fellas put up 37, 36 reps on the bench press. Oh, but this D tackle put up 41. Do I just go for like best talent available, Sean Mackey? I mean, he's got some pretty awesome skills in there, brother. Do we do it? Oh, I don't know if he's better than this guard, though. This guard that put up 38 reps, like... Man, I feel like right guard is a bigger position than tackle. Let's do it. Oh, God, dude. Oh, it's so bad. I can't be putting up stinkers when I only get 2 picks. What a waste, man. What a waste. So hopefully the computer makes up for that. Here we go, dude. Moment of truth. Heading into the draft recap. Tony Wilkins comes in as a 74. That right guard was garbage. The rest of the class outside of John Pounds was terrible. Sean Mackey was a 74. I'm sick. Oh, why did I pass up on him, man? But headed into season 2, dude, I'm very excited to see what this team can do, especially with Cam up to an 86 and his #1 receiver up to an 87. We're gonna let that rookie receiver fly as the wide receiver too, so with that 99 speed, excited to see what numbers he can put up. And this defense does have some holes, man, but I think they can hold their own. Hold on. Why is Tony Pollard backward? I've never seen a player profile where the player wasn't facing me. That's more like it, Tony. Get with the program. Unfortunately, you're going to have to get with the program elsewhere because we're about to trade him away. He's the backup running back on an expiring contract. I feel like we can get something decent for him, but we're going to add some more players in here. Like Dan Moore, I'm not paying him $26 million a season. It's just not happening. He's not worth it. But unfortunately, the Bears are the only one to offer us, and it's just garbage. There's got to be some team out there interested in one of these guys. Actually not a single team. Like the Bears have got to give us something half decent, right? Wait, why'd the Bears offer me for these 2 players? They can't afford it, dumb game. I'm really just out here seeking like a #2 corner. What about Kool-Aid McKinstry here? Okay. Kamari Lassiter from the Houston Texans is relatively close for an 85 rated young 23-year-old cornerback. Is there any way that we can make this work? I just don't really have a lot of depth right now to be able to trade away more players, which is the unfortunate thing. Although, the one thing I could do is go ahead and get rid of backup William Levis. Maybe he's the one that's keeping the team from winning the Super Bowl. And it says the Texans do need a quarterback. Is that enough to see the deal through? Not quite, but it is in the yellow. So the thing is, I don't want to trade away any picks from this season because I need the depth. Wouldn't mind like a future 4th round selection. It's in the green. 2 future 4th round selections, and the trade was accepted. So we actually just got ourselves our new #1 cornerback. We do need a new backup quarterback now, though. Wait, can I do this? I know we do not have a kicker or punter on the roster right now. I was just expecting the CPU to automatically sign somebody, but I'm gonna do it. Brandon Aubrey, welcome to Tennessee. Same thing with Corey here. Like, why the heck not? Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like Tyrod Taylor is the perfect backup quarterback to Cam Ward. Let's roll, boys. Let's do it. What are the odds here in season #2? We make it to the midway point of the season, and we are once again undefeated. Highly doubt it. I feel like last year was a massive fluke. I mean, not 7-0, but 6-1 is pretty dang close. Only loss of the season at this point, man, came at the hands of the Giants. And at this point, we have 8 players ready to negotiate some contracts, and one of them is a big one. Devon Achane, I do want to lock him down for a while because he is only 24 years old. old, so he's gonna get better and better until he's probably 30. And he'll probably still be good until 31. So why not just go ahead and give him a 7-year deal and see what he says? And he accepts. And why not go ahead and lock him a kicker for as long as physically possible? I mean, he's the best kicker in the league, so like, why not? Same thing with our new punter, Corey, who really killed the vibe just now. Now, the one big question I have is whether or not I re-sign Tyjae Spears. He's not asking for crazy money or anything. And I feel like he's a great backup to have. Wouldn't be bad to have for like maybe the next 5 years at the same time as A-Chain. He has no interest though, so we're gonna have to up the money a little bit, which isn't bad, dude. You'll only be getting like $5 million a season, and he accepts. So we have the running back room locked down until like 2030. And hold on, I just noticed something at the last second there. I actually cannot believe this. The young wide receiver that we drafted, I don't know how he's performing at this point, but he starts as a superstar. So he might not have been the highest rated, but you can't be too mad at drafting a superstar straight out of college, which means hopefully in a couple seasons, he'll be our first X Factor. So with this, boys, let's go ahead and simulate the playoffs and see if for the first time today, we can earn a first round bye. Hopefully no second half collapse like last season. Or you know what? I'll take ourselves a second consecutive 13-4 season. How are we not getting first round byes? Okay, the Ravens going 15-2, that's how. Oh, and what sucks is we did lose to the Ravens by 21, so hopefully we don't have to match up against him in the playoffs. We've got to start off by just winning our first playoff game today. But this year finished with the second best offense in the NFL, so we're slowly getting better, and the defense was number 1. Like, what in the world? Cam with another fantastic season of 4,300 yards, 36 touchdowns, and this season was able to limit the interceptions to single digits. A-Chain, much better season than a year ago, 1,200 yards, 9 tutties, 4.2 yards per carry. Tajay also putting up some decent numbers. And through the air, Io Maynard, another great year. Maybe not as good as his rookie season, but 1,300 yards, 13 touchdowns is incredible. And the rookie, Tony Wilkins, 870 yards, 2 tutties, although don't know if that's good enough to win Rookie of the Year. He'll probably get some votes, but probably not win it. Jalen Tolbert, good year. Our signing at wide receiver in the offseason. Chick showing exactly why we gave him an extension. I know I was kind of iffy on it, but still decent numbers. And this Ben Garcia fella, I don't even know where we got him. I think he was a late draft pick. I mean, he even had pretty good numbers. Oh my God, fellas. Talk about a breakout. Oluwafemi Aladejo, 20.5 sacks in just his second season, dude. Like, he's already probably the best pass rusher in Titans history, and I'm glad he's on my team. Let's see. MVP goes to Michael Penix, by the way. Cam Ward came in 7th. Hopefully, eventually, he can win MVP. And yours truly, for the second straight year, wins Coach of the Year, which is crazy over a 15-win team, but we'll take it. Ooh, our wide receiver came in 7th. A little unfortunate. Let's see. After his second season, Cam is up to an 89 overall. We take it. What's Io Maynard up to? He's up to a 90. Dude, we better win a Super Bowl before we have to give them contract extensions, man, because he's on such a cheap deal right now, dude. So let us hopefully go and win our first playoff game here. Even if we don't go all the way and win the Super Bowl here in year number 2, hopefully we just don't get first rounded like last year. Playing Mike Vrabel, so this would be a little personal if we lost. Surely not, though, right? Surely not. Surely we get this dub, and we do. Now taking on the Buffalo Bills, who we already beat in the regular season. We are now 1 win shy of a conference championship berth, which if we do win, we'll probably have to take on the Ravens, who beat us by 3 touchdowns in the regular season, so I'm not expecting much here, but I do, you know, just in 2 seasons, it'd be nice to make it to a conference championship. Got a bad feeling, though, that Josh Allen and the Bills are going to come out hard for revenge here. Oh my God, we did it again. 19-14, we got the dub, but yes, we do have to beat the 15-2 Ravens in Baltimore. I mean, even if we don't win here, you can't be mad at how things have gone. It was another close game against the Bills here, but a win is a win, my friends. Outgained them by 100 yards. Cam playing some fundamentally sound football. I love that A-Chain saves his best football for the postseason, averaged almost 5 yards per carry in this one, and what do you know, Io Maynard with a 100-yard game. And talking about A-Chain, look at that, dude. 1 grab, 70 yards, and a tutty. But can we do it, man? 1 win shy of a Super Bowl berth. All we have to do here is beat a team that beat us by 21 points in the regular season. I'm not expecting much, not gonna lie, but at the same time, I've already seen crazier today. I didn't even think we'd be at the playoffs at this point, and we've won 13 straight games, 2 consecutive seasons. So, like I said, who knows what's gonna happen? How is this happening, dude? What in the world? I gotta be dead serious, dude. The Titans need to hire retire me. This is crazy. Oh, it was close, dude. 23-20. 10-point comeback in the fourth quarter to get it done, although we were outgained by 100 yards. We didn't do much, but Cam was efficient. And who else, dude? The main man. 4 grabs, 2 tutties to send his team to the Super Bowl. And I've got to see, dude, you know, if you make it to the Super Bowl, there's a good chance this week we had some dev trade increases. Let's see. Cam Ward, Io Manor, and Chig all go up in dev trade, which now means we have 2 X Factors in just 2 seasons on offense. Dude, if we actually win the Super Bowl this season, we honestly might win 3 in a row. Crazy all the upgrades were on offense, though. You'd think Aladejo, after putting up 20.5 sacks, would at least bump up to superstar. But, like, at the same time, dude, I'm not complaining. Can we do it, dude? Can we actually knock out Super Bowl number 1 of 3 in just our 2nd season? You guys know the saying, dude. There's just no way, no how. We made it this far on this miraculous Cinderella run in just 2 seasons, only to lose in the Super Bowl. Let's get Lombardi number 1 out of 3 out of the way. 7-0 lead. 14-0 lead. Dude, this is a team of destiny. Just kidding. I jinxed them. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, please. Oh no, please. Come on, dude. No shot. We choked this. No shot. Super Bowl number 1 has been won. 14-7. That ended up being so much closer than what I anticipated. But dude, if we're able to do this with the young team that we currently have, this genuinely might be the beginning of a dynasty. I mean, look at these numbers, dude. How did we only score 2 touchdowns? Oh, we couldn't run the ball. Hey, dude, a win's a win, though. It's beautiful, dudes. It is a beautiful sight, but I am telling you, we are just getting started. Because if I'm not mistaken, we should have a ton of salary cap to use this offseason. $141 million to be exact. Now, any chances after that Super Bowl win, we got any more dev trade increases? There's a chance. There's a chance. Looks like nobody on offense. And again, unfortunately, nobody on defense. How is Aladejo not a superstar yet? Although we did get a little bad news. Taylor, our 87 rated right tackle, retires after winning his first Super Bowl. So we are going to have to replace that position this offseason, unfortunately. A few things before we get into free agency. JC Latham absolutely going to be taking up his 5th-year option. Xavier Woods here at free safety, man. Like, I wouldn't mind giving him a little 1-year extension. Nothing too crazy, though. Hopefully we can get his long-term replacement this offseason, rather it be through the draft or free agency. And then our punter, dude, Corey, don't leave us, man. I'll up it a little bit if you want me to. Goodness. Now, with this remaining $134 million, I really hope there's some talent out there that we can sign and add to this roster so we can go back-to-back next season. Now, here's the question, dude. Like, do I do it? I have the money. Tyreek Hill, I could sign him on a 1-year deal, potentially. I mean, it's not like we need him, obviously, but he'd be a pretty big addition to the offense for at least next season. I don't want to give him anything more than just a 1-year deal, so I am going to have to up the money quite a bit. If I'm giving him just a 1-year deal, it's going to have to be crazy, dude. See, even that's not a 5-star offer. You know what? Let's do it. We'll give him a 2-year deal. He'll probably retire anyway at the end of the next season, so we'll save the money that way. If not, I could always trade him on the last year of his contract. And with that, dude, we're in for Tyreek Hill. How crazy would that be? Now, outside of that, again, dude, it's a pretty garbage free agent class. I mean, I could sign Elton Jenkins to be our center for probably the next 3 seasons, and then maybe that would free up Louis Cushenberry for a trade. Gave him a pretty fat offer. Hopefully, it's enough for him to accept. Now, as mentioned, we do need another long-term offensive tackle, and the best one out there is Brian O'Neill. He only wanted a 1-year deal, and we're his top offer already. I mean, obviously, I would like to sign younger players to the team, but we're not really getting lucky with good free agent classes right now. Now, here's the thing. We could try to sign Dorian Williams here, especially since he is interested. He could be our will linebacker for the next 4 seasons or so, and that could free up Drew Tranquill to trade away in a deal to start next season. Let's see if we can lock Dorian in. Looking good so far. And then maybe last but not least, in terms of younger talent, Derek Hall at the right edge position. He's a scheme fit, star development. He could take over for Josh Pascal. He only wants a 2-year deal. Derek, I'll give you a 4-year. How about that? And where's only offer? We take it. So I think it goes without saying that our team would be much, much improved if somehow, some way, we were able to land all 5 of these free agency targets. Let's do it, dude. Moment of truth. And we were able to sign every single one of them except Tyreek Hill. He ended up going with the Raiders, dude. Like, what are we doing, Tyreek? Could have signed with the reigning Super Bowl champions. So it means we do have one more player that we could potentially sign. I mean, the only other player that makes any sense is Bobby here. We could use a better veteran presence at middle linebacker. Wouldn't mind a 2-year offer. Dang it, he chose the Panthers. Like, Like, why? I mean, maybe Jamil Dean, he's still there. There's not a lot of talent left at this point. Again, like, why not on a one-year deal? And hey, sign! So I'm not gonna lie, dude, being able to sign 5 players out of free agency that are 80 overall and above and add them to a Super Bowl winning team is massive. Now let's see if it's possible to put together a better draft class than last year, although we have the last pick in the first round. Now I don't feel like we really need it, obviously, but this guy, Keyshawn Callahan, seems like the best player at this point on the board by far. He doesn't have the greatest physicals outside of maybe his vertical, but you look right here, man, he has A's everywhere, like A catching, A medium route, A spec catch, A short route. There's just no way he's not a beast, and Keyshawn is going to come in as the 5th best player, and we get him at 32. Hit development 2. He's not the fastest in the world, but we will 100% gladly take this. Like, I just knew, looking at all these A's, he had to be a stud. Oh, and I forgot I actually have 2 picks here in the second round, but again, keep in mind, I can only make one of those myself. Or should I see if I can trade it away and acquire picks for next year's class? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, this offer right here is kind of enticing from the Falcons. I'll get a 2nd and 3rd for next year and a bunch of picks this year. Or I could trade back with the Cardinals here and acquire a 3rd from this year and a 7th. I mean, again, we can use depth right now, so why the heck not? Because I think what I want to do anyway, like, I feel like the position we need depth at right now is defensive tackle, and luckily that is always one of the deepest positions in the draft. But I do not trust the CPU to take one. I do want to see, I was looking at this Sean Walden guy. We could use a Mike linebacker, but I just don't know. He's strong. He's kind of fast. Like, do I actually do this? I mean, he could be our Mike linebacker of the future, and we're going to need one eventually. Bunch of beasts, amazing there. Why not? Sean, I just spontaneously picked you, so hopefully you're not an L. And 56 ranked player, got him at 60. Comes in with normal dev, though. Ruins it all. All right, let's hope the CPU can draft better than what they did last year. And here we have it, boys. Do not be a stinker, please. Keyshawn comes into the 79. Walden's the 73. And we actually got ourselves some pretty decent depth. Like, obviously, we had a ton of picks, and a lot of them sucked. But I don't feel like you can be too angry drafting 5 players 70 overall and above. Huh? Guys, I have never in my life seen an 88 rated rookie. 99 hit power. Like, what is this? This might be the greatest prospect in the history of Madden. 6'3" strong safety with 99 hit power. The Vikings just got themselves a Harrison Smith regen. I wish I didn't see that, dude. Like, now I'm depressed. Now, into our next season, there definitely are a few players I am targeting to trade away. Like Lloyd here, I appreciate you helping us win a Super Bowl and all, but you're just not worth $16.5 million a season. Also, Drew Tranquill really isn't gonna get any playing time for us. And honestly, dude, we could just go ahead and get rid of Amani Hooker here since Kevin Winston's overtaken him in overall, which we actually have some pretty decent offers here, being the best one from the Bengals. Now, I could use these 3 players to lock in a long-term free safety, but I don't think I want that long-term free safety to be Elijah Molden. We're gonna find somebody, though. We're gonna find ourselves a long-term free safety here. Are we about to steal another player from the Texans, dude? Caleb Bullock, 84 overall, 24-year-old. He does only have 1 year left on his contract, but like, I feel like this will be worth it. I can re-sign him. We can afford it. It will take a couple draft picks, though. How about from 2030, 3rd round pick? Trades decline still, but we're getting somewhere. How about a 5th from this year and a 5th from next year? Trade was officially accepted, boys. That's our long-term free safety. So with our team coming in this season at an 87 overall, like, again, dude, I wouldn't be shocked if we went back-to-back this season. I mean, screw it, dude. Let's see if we can go 17-0 for once. Which, again, we're sending to mid-season because I'm pretty sure we have some pretty big contract extensions we're going to have to give out. Whoa, hold on. Talk about a Super Bowl hangover. How on earth does this happen? Baker Mayfield, 6 touchdowns to 0 interceptions, by the way. I've never seen such in my life. Chris Godwin with 5 receiving touchdowns in the same game. Like, what? Well, boys, up to this point in this franchise, in this rebuild, we have started the season off hot. Like, the most games we have lost at this point in the season was 1. But the last 2 seasons in the second half kind of tailed off, losing 3-4 games. So I'm really hoping we can turn things up the second half of this year, or we could very well Seattle missed the playoffs this season. So I gotta see what is happening. I mean, we have a top 5 offense, so that's not the problem. Is it our defense? I mean, it's not terrible. I mean, dude, Cam's having a great season. Only 2 interceptions at this point. We're running the ball extremely well. Yeah, dude, I feel like it's a fluke. I feel like we're gonna be fine. Although I do not know about these contract extensions, boys. Like, we have to re-sign Kamari Lassiter, Kalen Bullock, Tavondre Sweat, Peter Skoronski, Jeff Simmons. Even Cedric Gray is somebody that I want to re-sign. We might have to pick and choose. Good news, we do have $152 million to spend here. But the bad news is we're going to have to accept later on this season Cam Ward's 5th-year option. So that means we're going to have to give him a big extension here in the next few seasons. So I feel like I'm going to have to pick and choose. So when the time comes, we have enough money to re-sign Cam. So let's start one by one. Kamari Lassiter here. Like, I want you to be my cornerback number 1 for the rest of this rebuild. So I will give you a 7-year contract worth about $18 million per season, and he's just going to be difficult. Now, Kalen Bullock, we can definitely get for cheaper. Again, I'm going to give him a 7-year deal, lock him in for hopefully the entirety of his career, and he's going to accept. Now, honestly, I kind of want to do the same thing with Tavondre Sweat here, although I do want to give him a 5-year deal, which he is going to accept. Now, Peter too, man, we need to lock him in for a while, a little 5-year contract, which he also accepts. That money's drying up fast, dude. Now, Jeff Simmons, we need to lock him in for the rest of his contract. I will give him a 2-year deal. And if anything, I could always trade him away at the start of next season if that needed to be the case. But I feel like he'll accept, and he does. I mean, hopefully the goal is to keep him until he retires. Now, Cedric Gray, like, he's a really good depth piece, dude, and I feel like we need to try to lock him in for another 7 years and get him for cheap, which no complaints from him. Don't really care if Jamil Dean walks, although do I be strategic with this and maybe trade him away next year? Nah, we have depth. We don't need him. Brian O'Neill, he's gonna be way too expensive and he's gonna be going down in overall. He can walk. James Williams, though, I feel like good depth at middle linebacker. Again, I'm trying to lock players down to long-term contracts, so as they progress in overall, they're cheap. Let's do it, dude. Lock them in. So for now, all I'm really worried about is Kamari here. Brother, what is happening? I sent him the next week to see if I could get him re-signed, and we just lost to the Texans 31-0. Reigning Super Bowl champions, by the way, last 2 weeks have lost by a combined score of, what's that, 87-3? Jesus, dude, like, what is happening? Let's get Kamari, though. This would make me feel a little bit better. I'll up the money, man, not too much. Thank you. So I'm not gonna lie, boys, the Super Bowl hangover might be very real. Hopefully we can get lucky and start playing better. Like, I mean, we can't play any worse at this point. Hopefully I sim this bad boy to the end of the season, and I'm hoping we finish the year with a 13-4 record for the 3rd straight season. But we're gonna have to win 9 straight games. We didn't win 13, but we did win 10. Like, I really don't know what happened from week 7 to 9. Like, that's the most insane run I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if like half my players were paralyzed or what, but like, goodness, that's the worst stretch I've ever seen in my life. But we did have a very strong finish to the season, which was just enough to make the playoffs. Finished the year, the number 2 offense again. I'm assuming our defense finished off strong too. Oh, Cam, another great season. A-Chain, another great season. Alec Iomaner continues to be Cam Ward's number 1 receiver, and we've got to make sure no matter what it takes, we lock him into a long-term deal at the same time we re-sign Cam. 1,400 yards, 100 grabs. Look at that rookie, dude. Keyshawn Callahan, 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. And Wilkins, the 2nd-year receiver, 900 yards and a touchdown himself. Now, the thing that does suck is Timare DK is not getting a lot of playing time. Jalen Tolbert literally didn't get a single catch on his pretty big contract, so we might need to trade him away to save some money. And Aladejo, another great season, 13.5 sacks. And Derek Hall ended up being a pretty big signing at the right edge position. Still no MVP for Cam, though. And this is my first season where I don't win Coach of the Year, dude. How depressing. Like, at the end of the day, dude, the squad is up to a 90 overall, the 92 offense, 88 defense. I mean, oh my God. Callahan is an X factor. I don't know if he started as an X factor, but I'm just now realizing this. He's already up to an 88 overall. Let's see. He must have actually started an X factor. I had no idea. I thought he was just gonna be like a star or something. So, dude, at this point in time, Cam has 2 X Factors to throw to and 2 superstars. So let us hope and pray that it does not all go to waste here. Not get first rounded by the Chiefs. It very well could happen, and it happened. Oh my God, the best team we've had by far. We get freaking first rounded, dude. The Chiefs put up a 24 spot in the second quarter. It's like, no wonder, man. Sometimes you're just gonna lose to the all-time greats, and today was one of those days. It has me motivated, though. It has me motivated to put together an incredible offseason, which apparently we have $90 million to spend now. So in the offseason, no depth trade increases, although there really wasn't much room for that. I do notice this guard that we drafted is a superstar already, so I'm wondering if I can just go in and kick him out to right tackle, and he could be our right tackle in the future. He's only 79 overall at tackle, but I feel like that'll do. And on defense, okay, we have Bullock up to superstar, we have Kevin Winston up to superstar, but still Femi Oladejo, even though he's almost a 90, still remains at star, although he's got like 40 sacks the last 3 seasons. But I'm telling you guys, this was just a Super Bowl hangover year. We're about to put together an incredible offseason, and I'm telling you, we are going to make it to the Super Bowl next year once again. So guys, my big question here is, why does it now say Cam's 5th-year option is going to be worth $80 million? That's a little ridiculous. I don't think I'm going to accept that because it's not going to save me any money. I might as well next year just try to renegotiate his contract and try to sign him to a 7-year deal. That's the plan. Like I said, the rest of these guys can walk. Do I be a little crazy here? Do I offer Jamil Dean and maybe just use him in a trade next year? Like, is that kind of nasty? Okay, he accepted it. But yeah, for now, we're just going to hold off on Cam's 5th-year option. Like, $80 million a season is kind of crazy. But he's going to stay a Titan for life, I promise you, one way or another. Now, with $56 million to spend, let's see if there's any crazy free agents. I don't have to sign 5 players. Oh my God, Jahmyr Gibbs, you crazy human. 99 rated Jahmyr Gibbs is just sitting there, dude. It's like, do I sign him and possibly trade on Devon A-Chain? I feel like if I did that, I could get such a good player in return for A-Chain. Oh, this is tough, dude. I'll give him a 7-year deal or 6-year deal. Let's do that and see what he says. Oh, we're tied with the Bills. We absolutely cannot let Josh Allen and the Bills get Jahmyr Gibbs. No chance. Now, I will say we have needed a Mike linebacker for a hot freaking minute, and Jack Campbell would actually be perfect. So let's give him, you know what, a 4-year offer? Or what do we do? Let's do a 3-year offer, see what he says. Okay, we're just tied with the other teams. I feel like he could really be the missing piece in our defense, dude. We'll up that money just a little bit. And now officially number 1 on his board. Now, what's kind of crazy is Joe Alt would be an insane signing, but we're not going to be able to afford him, unfortunately. I can't just be throwing out money recklessly right now because I've got to save something to re-sign Cam, re-sign Iomanor. The only other player that makes sense is maybe Jeremiah Trotter here because I don't have a Sam linebacker on the entire roster. So he's another player. I mean, I could lock in for 7 seasons, man. By the time he's like 80, 82 overall, I'm getting him for $3 million a season. So why the heck not? And the only other thing I could do is maybe sign a veteran to a 1-year deal. Like maybe Joey Bosa here, which I can't actually afford him right now, which we gave him a very cheap deal, which as of right now, we're his only offer. So maybe we can get him on the cheap. Which with that said, these are going to be the only 4 players that we target this offseason. Imagine the scenes if we sign 99 Jahmyr Gibbs and get 89 Jack Campbell and infuse this Lions talent into our team. Oh, dude, that would be such a game changer, man. Oh, come on, dude. I want it bad. I want it badly. All 4 have decided, and we were able to land all freaking 4 of them, dude. What in the world, man? Oh, we're going to have some decisions to make, dude. I mean, we now have the best backfield in the history of the NFL. I think we are going to trade away A-Chain for something. We're going to find some young player that we can get on a cheap deal in return for him, but we're going to find a way to flip him for something incredible that will help us win a Super Bowl next year. I mean, this team is just too dang good to not compete next year. There's just no way. And the scary thing is like most of the starters on our team are still young in their prime, and they're just going to get better and better every season. And do we still have the draft to go here, which we have the 22nd pick, and it has us going cornerback, which we really don't need. There is a middle linebacker named Derrick Henry, which, fellas, I am not going to lie. I've been kind of scouting this class for a minute, and I think this is one of those stacked tight end classes. We have this Dwayne Basket fella and this Mitch Copeland guy. Both of these tight ends look amazing. I mean, as this is Trey Rivers tight end. He's pretty fast. Okay, he's got some D's in there. Not as good as the others. But this Mitch Copeland guy, he's not the fastest in the world. But man, he has A's everywhere outside of stamina. Stamina is like the worst trait, which means his overall is probably massive. And I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty positive in the mock draft they had him going 14 to the Seahawks. So this might be a scenario where I actually try and trade up here and try to get one of those 2 tight ends, because tight end is literally like the least talented position we have on offense. So imagine we could get a young tight end that could progress with the rest of the offense that we have. So let's actually see what it would take to trade up to 14 with the Seahawks. I mean, obviously, hopefully nothing way too insane. Okay, this is interesting. So we could either trade away Jalen Tolbert here or Chimere DK. Obviously, Tolbert will save us some salary. We are absolutely loaded at wide receiver right now. So let's try this. Just Jalen Tolbert straight up to move up 8 spots. And it's decline, but it is so freaking close, dude. Got some young corners that we could trade away, and it's still declined. So let's throw in like a 5th round pick from 3 years down the line. Still declined, but all it's going to take now is probably like a 7th round pick from this year, which will be worth it. That is ridiculous. Screw it. Let's make it a 4 from 2030. We now have the Seahawks selection, which if both those tight ends get drafted at that point, dude, I'm screwed. The mock drafts, though, are normally pretty accurate, and none of them got drafted. So do I do something crazy here? I'm actually going to trade back pick by pick until one of those tight ends gets selected. Is that stupid? I feel like that's strategic, boys, setting this team up for future success. Give me all your late picks from next year. It's declined. Boys got a free 5th round pick for 2029 for that. Let's see if one of those tight ends go, which they didn't yet. Once again, picked up another 5th round pick for next year. Still no tight end taken, man. So maybe I didn't even have to trade up. Did I make a mistake? Now the Jags to trade back 1 spot just gave me a 6 from this year. They still haven't gone, dude. I actually feel dumb. I actually feel dumb for trading up now. Normally those mock drafts are pretty accurate, but now if you're throwing a little player, I got 2 6th round picks from the Commanders. Again, moving back 1 spot. I can't believe it, dude. They still haven't gotten taken. I feel like the fall's gonna stop here with the Texans though, because they do need a tight end. See if I can finesse myself a couple extra 6. This is it though, guaranteed. First tight end goes, and it's Mitch Copeland. So let's go get the other tight end. So I didn't trade up, they were gonna get taken, but that lets us go ahead and select Dwayne Baskett, who is the faster of the 2. I'm not gonna lie, I think Copeland was probably the better rated, but I think Dwayne is going to be fine. He is going to be the pick, and he's going to come in as the 7th best player in the draft. We got him at 19. I feel like that was all worth it. Hidden development 2, that's massive. We will have to compare those 2s overall, though, at the end of the draft. You know what, dude? Late in the 2nd round, this is defensive tackle territory. Joey Colin from Louisville, a day 3 potential selection. 40 reps of the bench press. Oh, it doesn't look that good, actually. What about Ronald Samuels, who's projected to go in the 3rd to 4th round? He had 38 reps at the combine, 40 at the pro day. He looks better. I don't think he's gonna be fantastic or anything, but we do badly need defensive tackle depth, and he is going to come in as the 41st best player. Got him at 54, and does come in with hidden development. Another beast. Now, with all the picks that we just accumulated from trading back in the 1st round, really hope the CPU makes the most of it and gets himself some late round studs here in this simulation. Okay, so Baskett comes in as a 79 overall. Samuels was 74, but unfortunately, all that trading back was for naught, dude, because every pick sucked. Now, let us see here. Yeah, dude, Mitch Copeland came in as an 81 overall. I had a feeling, but hey, it's fine. Baskett's gonna be a beast for us. Oh, there was an 82 left guard that we could have got 2 picks later. It's fine, though. I'm fine. But I'm actually so excited to see what the heck is about to happen here at the start of this next season, because we have some crazy trades, or a crazy trade that we're going to try and attempt here. The signing of Jahmyr Gibbs officially means we can trade away Devon Achane, which him alone, dude, I feel like is going to bring in some incredible talent, as you can already see. Like, there is some crazy offers out there, boys. And also a guy like Chimere DK, as much as I like him, he only has 1 year left in his deal, and I'm probably not going to be able to afford to re-sign him. It's the same exact time this offseason, I I have to find somehow, some way to re-sign Alec Ioman. So throw him in a potential deal. Also, maybe even Josh Pascal. Like, we don't really need him anymore. So maybe that could save us a little bit of money. I'm not gonna lie, the offers are about the same. And like, the thing is, dude, I really don't even know what we're looking for. Like, maybe we do go ahead and try to get ourselves a franchise right tackle. Although I feel like this Dalton Richard guy could be great, but maybe he's a guy we could trade away next year. I don't know. Like, what about Armand Mimbu, one of the best young tackles in the league, has 2 more years left on his rookie contract and could probably be our right tackle for the next 10 years. At the same time, maybe we could bring in this Eddie Hale guy to be the long-term replacement for Jeff Simmons. I just have absolutely no idea if this is going to be accepted. It's not. How about just for Mimbu? This is all for nothing? Oh, it's in the green. Thing is, though, boys, I feel like we can get better value elsewhere from a team that actually wants a change. Do I do it? Do I trade for Joe Alt? Oh my God, boys. What is happening right now? Not going to be able to re-sign Jared Verse. He's on a 1-year contract. We can't do that, but maybe I could bring in somebody a little bit younger. What about this Max Davis fella? Trade still declined. How about just for Joe Alt? Like, he could be my franchise left tackle next 7-8 years. I mean, I guess when you consider we're just trading away a running back, it's kind of worth it. It's in the green, dude. I feel like we've got to find a way to make this happen. I mean, we already don't have many picks for the 2030 season, so do I just go ahead and just tank that year? Keep my picks for the other drafts. We'll throw in a second from 2030. Trade is declined. Is it going to have to be a first? I'm not going to lie. If we just go ahead and trade away this first, I might not even draft in 2030. Might let the computer handle it. Let's see it, man. A-Chain, Josh Pascal, Chamire Dike, and a first-round pick for arguably the best young tackle in the league, and the trade was officially accepted. There's just no way, dude. There's just no way this team doesn't compete for a Super Bowl. This is one of the best teams I've ever put together in a rebuild, man, especially if this tight end can develop into one of the best tight ends in the league. Squad is a 90 overall, 93 offense, 88 defense. The only thing is, though, that I really hope we can, in fact, actually compete for a Super Bowl this year, actually win it, because I feel like we're going to lose some players this season because we're not going to be able to re-sign everybody. We have so many players that started as rookies that have expiring contracts. So with that, let's go ahead and simulate to the midway point of the season and see if we can get some of that handled, and at the same exact time, hope to God, we're having ourselves a good season, unlike last year. Okay, so 6-1, much better than last year, with our only loss coming week 2 against the Vikings. But here is the scary part, man. Players to negotiate 10 contracts, and those 10 contracts are Cam Ward, Alec Ioman, Olufemi Oladejo, and as you see, boys, there's a lot more too that I would love to re-sign, but we only have $54 million in cap room. Okay, so first of all, before we do anything else, we have got to try and lock in Cam Ward. That's non-negotiable. Give him a 7-year deal, and we have just enough money. I'm just gonna give him the base offer, which it says we don't have the salary cap. That makes no sense. It makes no sense. I have remaining cap. Gosh, dude, this game is so freaking annoying. I don't understand. So I'm literally going all the way down. I'm going all the way down. It still says I don't have salary cap. You see, I have 7 million. So like, do I save it for the end of the season? Is that what I do? Because like, some of the cap penalties could free up and I could have more money to spend. Do I at least try to lock in one of these guys? Let's try to lock in Femi, because he's gonna be the cheapest of the 3. And for some reason, he only wanted a 2-year deal. I can make that a 7-year deal, brother. And hopefully he accepts, which he does. But what we're gonna have to do is save it until the end of the season and hope at that point some of the cap penalties we've incurred from trading players away free up and we have enough money to re-sign both of these guys. Please, dear God. If not, dude, I'll cut players. I'll cut players if I have to be able to afford these 2 guys' contracts. But in the meantime, dude, this is even more important that we go out and actually win the Super Bowl this year in case something bad happens and we can't sign Cam Ward, which I got to. I have to. It's non-negotiable. Give me a first-round buy here, please, dude. Dude, how did we go 14-3 and not earn a first-round buy, man? The freaking Bills. 15-2 is just crazy. Gosh, I feel like it's nuts that we haven't had a first-round bye up to this point. But hey, we've won a Super Bowl before, and we can do it again. It doesn't shock me whatsoever that we had the league's #1 offense defensively, we're middle of the pack. Cam with his best season yet, even just more of a reason that we have got to re-sign him. I mean, that's probably MVP numbers. What sucks now is that he's probably going to be more expensive at the end of the season. I didn't think of that. Jahmyr Gibbs, this is exactly why we signed him. 1,400 yards, 5 yards per carry, 13 touchdowns. And guys, same thing with Io Manor, man. 1,500 yards, 21 touchdowns, his career season. Good thing is, though, the saving grace is that if we do lose him for whatever reason, because if it comes down to it, I'd obviously pick Cam over Io Manor. But we have two really good young receivers behind him that will progress and get better and better. So that doesn't worry me too much, but obviously it would be the easiest thing replacing 1,500 yards and 21 touchdowns a season. And this right here, man, is exactly why I went ahead and re-signed Femi. He was the cheapest of the three options, and he's been leading us in sacks every season since he came into the league, dude. There's just no way we can afford to lose the leader of our defense. I feel like we probably got him for cheap because he's eventually, after one of these crazy seasons he puts up, gonna become a superstar. Good thing he didn't win MVP, because if he won MVP, dude, I'd have to probably pay him $100 million a season. But you know what, boys? I think I'm about to be crazy. I think what I'm gonna do here is just go ahead and simulate straight to the Super Bowl. It's more nerve-wracking than going one by one, and I mean, it's obviously not the easiest thing to win 3 consecutive games against very good teams in the playoffs, but I have faith, man. If this is the last run with the complete squad together, you've got to go out with the bang. You got to go out with the Super Bowl win. Oh my God, I was nervous. Not gonna lie, I was nervous, but we have made it to the Super Bowl against the 14-3 Giants. And to be fair, dude, it wasn't even close. A 21-point win against the Jets, a 17-point win against Joe Burrow, MVP, and the Bengals, and then a 21-point win away from home against Josh Allen and the 1-seed Bills. If we can do all that, dude, surely we can take down the Giants. Who do the Giants even have at this point? Abdul Carter, Dexter Lawrence, Malik Neighbors, Jackson Darts turned into his beast, as did their running back. Derek Dickerson, what a name for a superstar 22-year-old middle linebacker. Oh, this Carlos Delgado guy, second-year tight end. He was somebody I was eyeing, but got drafted early. He's a freaking beast, dude. But boys, we're gonna send it straight through. We're gonna do it. Can we pick up Super Bowl win number 2 out of 3 before the new decade? It all comes down to the click of a freaking button, boys. And at the end of the day, it was never a freaking doubt. 38-20 caps off a perfect campaign. Just 4 seasons in, dude. We just need one more Super Bowl win. I mean, that is one of the most dominant postseason runs I've ever seen in NFL history, dude. 18-point win against the also 14-win Giants. Cam Ward, obviously the right selection in that draft class over Jackson Dart. Jahmyr Gibbs, this is exactly why we gave this man the big bucks. And this is exactly why I also hope I have the opportunity to give this man the big bucks. Now, we did have Joey Bosa retire. I was wondering if Jeff Simmons was gonna, but he didn't. Let's stop the procrastination, fellas. Let's go ahead and simulate into the next week and begin this negotiation process. Now, I am wondering if there is some big time finessing that I can do here, fellas. What I am thinking, because Cam Ward's contract right here, I can't even afford it. Negative $2 million, although I probably could release a few guys. But what I'm thinking I can do here is, can I go ahead and re-sign Alec Ayamana first and then just franchise tag Cam Ward and worry about it next season? Let's try that. Let's give Ayamana a 5-year deal. Hopefully he'll just accept, which he does. So target number 1 acquired. Now let's see if my finagling worked. So before we do that, let's go ahead and accept Tony Wilkins' 5th-year option. And Cam Ward, what we're gonna have to do is something nutty. I'm gonna offer him this deal, which he will obviously decline, which he does. But I think from here, what I can do is franchise tag him to an $81 million contract. And even though I can't afford it, I think it works. As you see, we have a negative $62 million in salary cap. But if worse comes to worse, we can just keep franchise tagging Cam Ward every year until we can actually afford a long-term contract extension. Hey, it's better than nothing. So at least for one more season as of right now, we can keep the squad together. And like, this team is so insane, dude. That tight end is up to an X factor already. We have what, 5 X factors on the same exact offense. That I've never seen such. On defense, Aladejo still is not a superstar for whatever reason. Kalen Bullock, though, up to an X factor, which is crazy. That means we have, what, 6 X factors on the entire team? Only thing that sucks, so obviously, as you can see from the negative salary cap, we're not going to be able to sign a single free agent. I don't think we need to, though. I do want to see, though. What am I missing out on? It's, a Jackson Dart, Jared Goff free agency, Brian Burns. It's pretty stacked. That's right. We have a stacked team of our own. Let's just go ahead and simulate the draft. And these drafts are more important than ever, dude. With our team getting so expensive, for us to continue this run, we've got to get young, cheap talent, and we're eventually going to have to let some of our players leave and get contract extensions elsewhere. So hopefully we can actually get a good pick here with the last selection in the first round, because I do not have a first round pick next year. Now, I will tell you, more than anything, I do need strong safety, and I'm not going to lie, boys, I have a theory. Do you guys remember the strong safety from earlier? He was a USC strong safety with 99 hit power. Crazy enough, this Jose Wilkins fella, also a strong safety from USC, and as you see, also has a hit power. And that strong safety was the most insane prospect I have ever seen in my entire life. I'm not gonna lie, fellas, I texted Bingle, YouTuber Bingle, as soon as I saw that and asked him if he ever saw something like that in franchise, and he said USC strong safeties with high hit power are cracked. So I know this guy right here is a projected 3rd to 4th round pick. But what I am going to do is just go ahead and test it. Because if this is the case, we know from now on, if you ever see a strong safety from USC with a hit power, take them, because they're going to be generational. I'm not going to lie, I have drafting down in Madden 26 franchise better than ever before. And I think this is about to be something that we add to our knowledge base. Jose Wilkins, do not let me down, brother. I'm going to manifest, honest to God, that he is the #1 ranked player in the entire class. The draft god. I am the draft god. And not only is he the #1 ranked player in the entire class, I'm telling you right now, he's probably like an 88 rated. If he's an 88, 89 rated as a rookie, I get an award. I gotta get some sort of Guinness World Record. I'm actually so excited to see, dude. I mean, it might just be like an 80 or something. But you guys know now, you learned it here first. If you see a USC strong safety with a hit power in your draft classes, I don't care if he's projected like 10th round pick, take him. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I might be trading away Chig this season to hopefully be able to afford Cam Ward. So I think here in the 2nd round with my last pick, I just need to take a tight end. I mean, even if he's not great, he's by far the best one on the board. If he's not great, he'll be a good backup. Which again, dude, I'm not gonna lie, he has a ton of A's in there. I feel like it's too good to be true. There's no way we draft 2 absolute bangers in a row. Cody Grant, he comes in 26 in true value. Got him at 64. Hidden development, dude. This is by far the best draft class we've ever had, especially if the computer can end off the simulation with the bang. I am so excited. I am so excited to see what that strong safeties overall is. Oh, here we have it, brother. Moment of truth. Our rookie class. Oh my god. So he's not an 88 like we saw earlier, but he's a solid 85 overall rookie strong safety. Safe to say he's gonna be taking over the starting job. Backup tight end Cody Grant comes in as a 75 overall, and the computer did the best job they've ever done by far. 73 rated running back, you know, the cousin of Tajay Spears, is going to add some good depth to that room. Dante Hartwell, great depth in the 5th round. And in the 6th round, got ourselves a 74 rated left guard. Like, fellas, this is the sort of draft class that keeps a Super Bowl window open. I mean, surely we got to promote him to the starting strong safety job over Kevin Winston, right? Because, like, he's got to be an X factor. And I'm not going to be able to afford to re-sign Kevin Winston, so maybe we just go ahead and trade him away. But as you see, though, after the draft class, we have negative $66 million. I'm hoping this is where some of the cap penalty stuff resets. I don't know if we'll be able to gain $60 million in salary cap, but you never know. Now we have a negative $53 million. Oh, and what sucks about that is I'm not going to be able to trade away somebody like Chig unless I can do it this way. Please just let me accept this. I can't. That's so dumb, man. So it also means I'm not going to be able to pull off my one trade a season, but if we win the Super Bowl, dude, who cares? And I think it's safe to say that this team right here, fellas, is highly capable of doing so. I just really hope, though, this isn't the last year we get to play with Cam Ward. So back to mid-season we go. Like, if we got to the trade deadline in season number 1, 7-0 with, like, the base Titans roster, surely we can do it with the team that we have now. Or we can just go 6-1 again. And as you see, man, we only have $15 million in available cap room. I could trade players away and save money, but the game won't let me. So it looks like no matter what, we are going to be losing Kevin Winston, but luckily thankfully, we got ourselves a pretty decent replacement. Dale Harper, good edge depth. You're going to leave too, probably. I mean, honestly, all these guys we can't bring back, even Elgton Jenkins. So unfortunately, unless something crazy happens where I can figure out a workaround, we are unfortunately going to have to franchise tag Cam Ward again, because as of right now, he's going to put us negative $40 million more in the salary cap. So with that, dude, let's just hope that we can go ahead and win this third Super Bowl here. Kim, for the first time, we earn ourselves a first round bye. 13-4, and we miss a first round bye again, dude. This is gross. 2 14-win teams, man. Like, what does a guy have to do? Finished with the league's second best offense. Defensively, we were 12th. I mean, what's there to say at this point, man? I'm just hoping I can lock him down like a 7-year deal. That's why in Madden, I wish they let you give contract extensions before their contract was out, because I could have definitely locked him up for a lot cheaper if I'd have given him an extension maybe after year 2 or 3. But he's just going to continue to get better and better, and he's going to get more and more expensive. Jameer Gibbs still doing exactly what we paid him to do. And wow, Keyshawn Callahan actually took over as the team's #1 receiver. I mean, Iomaner still put up great numbers, but like, my God, dude, 3 separate players with over 12.5 sacks. Like, we're such a complete team, dude. There's just no way we don't win the Super Bowl, right? I mean, my God, dude, this is the most insane team I've ever built. We're up to a 95 overall, 99 offense, 92 defense. This is legitimately a 99 overall offense, man. So it worked last year. Let's try it again. We're just going to simulate straight to the Super Bowl. Like I said, last year we did it, and we dominated every single game, so can we do it again here? Oh, no. Oh, God, man. We didn't get past the Dolphins, dude. We beat the Bills, but lose to the Miami Dolphins. Jackson Dart on the Dolphins, hilarious enough, getting revenge for us beating them in the Super Bowl last year, but haha, Jackson. Not like you made much of it. Oh, God, dude. If we don't re-sign Cam Ward, I am telling you right now, we are screwed. I just need one more Super Bowl, man, which for the first time in a long time, it does actually say we have a positive salary cap, but I really don't think that's gonna mean much here. It's just there's just no planet where we're gonna be able to afford them. Like, how do I even save $60 million? I mean, I guess I go ahead, and while I can, I accept Keyshawn Callahan's 5th-year option, which is gonna cost $40 million. Unfortunately, we can't re-sign Kevin Winston, and I didn't get to trade him away and get valuable assets in return. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to put a band-aid on it once again, go the franchise tag route, and I'm just really hoping, dude, we can work something out with the salary cap to eventually be able to lock Cam down to like a 7-year deal. Like, how funny would it be if he accepted this? Like, is that even a possibility? He's gonna test free agency. You thought, buddy. It gives us a total of negative $77 million to spend, which again means we're not gonna be able to partake in free agency, and it also means we are not gonna be able to partake in the draft. We don't have a first-round pick. We don't have a second-round pick, I don't think, either, so we're just gonna simulate the start of next season. I do want to see what the draft class looks like. Garbage. Nothing but garbage. I just hope, man, this team can get it done this year, because I just know the Band-Aid is eventually going to rip off. One day, I'm not going to be able to bring all these guys back. I got lucky signing a lot of them to 7-year deals, and I've gotten lucky with some of the draft picks, but we just got to win with this squad sooner rather than later, because I promise you the team, like 3 years in a line, is going to look a lot worse than what we currently have. So 2030, can you please be my season? Because I really only have 4 more years to get this done, dude. So, you know, sooner rather than later. So we still can't make it to the midway point of the season undefeated, although somehow with our original team we did. 14 players ready to negotiate the contracts, and we have $71 million in 2031 cap room available, which should mean we have just enough to lock in Cam Ward. Please, I beg of you, brother, just accept this offer. Like, what do you mean, dude? I don't understand. Like, you see, there is cap room. I mean, I'll take it down the wire if I have to, but like, we also have to re-sign Tony Wilkins, which probably won't happen unless we do what we always do and give the money to these guys and then just franchise tag Cam Ward again. Like Derek Hall, he's been great for us, but we're not going to be able to afford him. Jack Campbell, he's been great, but again, there's no chance. We don't have all the money in the world. And a bunch of depth pieces, man. You hate to see it. What if I restructure a few contracts? Oh, wait, that made it worse. Oh, I'm just gonna have to hope, man, something happens and we gain some salary cap. I really don't understand why we can't afford them when it literally says right there I can't. But can this finally be it, dude? Can this finally be the season where we earn our first round bye. I mean, I feel like our team's good enough. It's about freaking time, dude. 15-2. Our first round bye secured. Lost to the Bills, so hopefully we don't play them in the playoffs. And then second half of the season, only loss that we got was to the Dolphins in week 18. So we almost finished the season 16-1. Obviously, finished with the league's #1 offense. Defensively, were we top 5? We were top 10. Again, his price point's going to continue to go up and up. And we've been right there, been able to re-sign him, but the game is stupid. So we're eventually going to have to probably pay him $100 million a season. Now, on the ground, Jahmyr Gibbs still doing Jahmyr Gibbs things. Although he's at the point where I think he actually went down in overall, which is stupid. Like, in the game, automatically running backs start to regress at the age of like 27, 28. Dumb. No matter how good they are, they just regress. Stupid. Bad game. Io Maynor doing Io Maynor things. Keyshawn Callahan doing Keyshawn Callahan things. Although, out of nowhere, it looks like Dwayne Baskett stole all the touchdowns. And this right here, fellas, this right here is exactly why I made sure to give this guy a contract extension. I just don't know how he's not a superstar at this point. I don't know how that's even possible. Oh, God. And now he won MVP, dude. Oh, he's going to be the first ever NFL player to demand a $1 billion contract. All right. Let's see, who do we have to take on in the divisional? It's the Cleveland Browns, who we did beat away from home in week 14, but only by 4, so it's not going to be the easiest game in the world. But we quite easily have one of the most talented teams ever assembled in NFL history, so surely we don't let the Cleveland Browns keep us from our 3rd Super Bowl today. Oh, God, it was close. Oh, my God, dude. Got the win by 3. I don't care if it's by 3, 1.5, 100 points. As long as we win in advance, that's all that matters. It did take a last-second field goal, and we got outgained like 150 yards. That's what good teams do, man. When they play bad, they find a way to win still, and they found a way to win against the Kyler Murray-led Browns. But now, to make it back to our 3rd Super Bowl, we have to defeat the reigning Super Bowl champion Las Vegas Raiders, which their team is stacked. Do you see they're 90 overall across the board themselves? Like, who do they have? Like, who's their quarterback at this point? Brock Bowers, 99. Ginty, 99. Matthew Fulton, that's what I thought. 5'11", 213-pound superstar. But yeah, dude, they're stacked. They got a stacked team too, man. And did we play them in the regular season? Yes, we did, in another very, very close win at 28-27. So it really doesn't up my confidence at all. Oh, God, brother. We have beat them once before, and we can do it again. On our way to another Super Bowl. Oh, thank God. Thank God. I was so nervous, man. 30-20. Beat them at least by more than what we did in the regular season. Outgained them by 30. Had a big 4th quarter. Solidify things. Cam Ward, another masterclass. Jahmyr Gibbs, another masterclass. Alec Maynor continuing to prove he's the best wide receiver in Titans history. Hopefully, this is realistic. Which that got me to thinking Cam Ward already broke the all-time Titans passing touchdown record. Alec Maynor has already broken every single Titan career receiving record, as has Oladejo broken the all-time Titan sack record in just 5 seasons, man. And they're all drafted in the same class, dude. Like, that would actually go down as the best draft class in the history of the NFL. Hopefully, again, hopefully this game is realistic. So here we go, brother, for all the marbles, and what could be the last time we ever make it to a Super Bowl. And everything I've been through the last 6 hours of this rebuild comes down potentially to the click of a button. We've assembled arguably the most talented team in NFL history. No way we lose to the Seahawks. Wait, hold on. Who do they even have on their team? Duke Samuel, 98 rated, so he's pretty decent with Sam Darnold as the backup. 99 rated Ken Walker. 99 rated JSN. Dude, they got a stacked squad, man. 4 receivers, 81 overall and above. 2 insane tight ends. Like, oh my God, dude. Like, who built this roster? They might be a better GM than me. Fast start, please. Don't be as close as last Super Bowl. That gave me a heart attack. Defense with a big stop. That defense is playing their freaking hearts out right now. Field goal gives us the lead. 10-0, 17-0, 20-0. We get it done. Your 3rd Super Bowl in what, 5, 6 seasons? We hold the Seahawks to a goose egg to officially earn ourselves our 3rd Super Bowl. But you best believe I am not content, dudes. I want to win more. Now, after trading Peter Skoronski to the Colts for a couple of picks, we were finally able to afford a massive Cam Ward 6-year contract extension. We accepted Dwayne Baskett's 5th-year deal and cheated again a little bit to franchise franchise tag Tony Wilkins. But we will be losing Derek Hall and Jack Campbell and not being able to replace them in free agency. And weren't able to replace those guys that we lost via the draft either, although it was a pretty decent draft class. But the big question is whether or not next year's squad is good enough to possibly win a 4th Super Bowl. And they were able to go 15-2 for a 2nd straight season. But unfortunately, our quest for a 4th Super Bowl has to wait a little bit longer as we got knocked out in the conference championship against the Browns of all teams. And unfortunately, we had some tough decisions to make. We did accept Jose's 5th-year option, but unfortunately, we couldn't afford to sign both of these receivers back. But we did ink Keyshawn to a massive 5-year extension. And guess what, Tony? You're not going anywhere, pal. Which again means what? Like the 6th straight offseason we can't sign a single free agent? Although we've done pretty good with that strategy though. And unfortunately, it didn't really help us out with our draft class. It didn't seem to affect us too much as we won 15 games for a 3rd consecutive season, which somehow wasn't good enough to earn a 1st round bye. Also not good enough to earn us a Super Bowl berth, unfortunately. It kind of sucks. We lost Jeff Simmons and Devondre Sweat to retirements in back-to-back seasons. Hopefully we'll be able to replace them. And again, we have $72 million this offseason, but so many players we have to make a decision on. We were able to re-sign Basket and JC Latham, and since our wide receiver depth is pretty solid, we are going to let Tony Wilkins finally walk, which we used that leftover money to sign Devondre Sweat's replacement. And in the following draft, we were able to land who will hopefully be the next Titans legendary pass rusher. We'll gladly take another 13-win season, especially if it can lead to another Super Bowl, which it did lead to another Cam Ward MVP. Well, fellas, that's unfortunate. And we were able to give a fat extension to our legendary strong safety, and we're able to re-sign Dexter, which officially takes us into our 10th and final season where we hopefully can win our 4th Super Bowl, which the team is still definitely good enough to be one of the top Super Bowl contenders, although you have Jahmyr Gibbs all the way down to a 93. But the rest of the offense is still rocking, dude, at a 99 overall. It's just the defense is kind of lackluster now, although Femi finally became an X Factor. So please, dear God, dude, let's end off with a bang. Now, I do have to say how insane, dude, that 11 wins here in our 10th and final season is the least amount that we got in a single year today. But even with that still being the case, we can still easily win a Super Bowl. Come on, dude, a 4th Super Bowl would be legendary here. Oh my God, dude, you have got to be kidding me. People think it's scripted. Hold on. Not even close, dude. A 16-point win against the Texans, a 25-point dub against the Patriots, and a demolition against the 1-seed Chargers. Fellas, please, can we make this a 4th Super Bowl in just 10 seasons? Let's freaking go! So if you enjoyed that absolute masterclass of a rebuild, you can click right here to watch me rebuild the New York Giants, which, believe it or not, actually ended up being more difficult than this Titans rebuild.